Hey everyone, excited to be back for this week's edition of Frequently Asked Questions for Commercial Real Estate. In today's video, what I want to do is talk about a question that I commonly answer during my conversations with people who are just getting into the business. And I have people reaching out to me from all across the country, inquiring about the commercial real estate brokerage business as a career opportunity. Just through these videos, I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and this is probably the most common question I get from people, which is, what are the pros and cons of commercial real estate brokerage? Now, I'm obviously biased. I've been in the business for about 3 years now, and I think it's a phenomenal career for individuals to pursue, but there definitely are some things to consider before you actually take the plunge so that you understand exactly what you're getting into. Now, before we dive in this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and ensures more and more people can hear this message and learn about the many facets of commercial real estate. So now that you've done that, go ahead and like and subscribe below. Let's go ahead and dive right into this episode. All right, so the question itself is, what are the pros and cons of commercial real estate brokerage? So to start off, I'm going to go through some of the pros of why commercial real estate brokerage is such a phenomenal career opportunity. So to start off, the first pro is the flexibility of schedule. Now, if you've been in a corporate environment for many years, you understand the rigidity that you commonly have to deal with in a corporate environment. You have to show up at a certain time, and you're expected to stay till a certain time, and then even later if need be. Well, within commercial brokerage, you work for yourself, and so you have the flexibility to be able to do what you need to do throughout the day. Now, that does not mean to say that you shouldn't work at all, because then you won't make any money, but in a situation where you need to do something in the middle of the day, you have the flexibility yourself because you yourself are your own boss, so you're able to kind of navigate whatever situation you need to in order to make sure you can accommodate it. And so the flexibility of schedule is definitely one of the most valuable things that pertains to the commercial real estate brokerage business. So that's number one. Number two is the unlimited earning potential. Most of the times in corporate environments, you may be working for a salary, in which case at the end of each year, you may get a salary adjustment of a certain percentage. You know, if you get a 10% salary increase, that's a big deal in a corporate environment. Now, in the commercial real estate setting, it's not unheard of for people to, maybe their first year not make a whole lot of money, but then their next year they triple, quadruple what they make in the previous year. If you're willing to work hard and get out there and make as many deals as possible, you yourself could actually achieve a high level of income pretty quickly. And so the potential there to earn a lot of money, because it is a commission-based business, is there. So you need to be able to, if you are one of those go-getters and you're a hustler and you like to get out there and make things happen, then it's a great opportunity for you to be able to earn a significant amount of money, especially early on within your career. So that's the second pro of commercial real estate brokerage. Number three is you get to work with business owners and investors, which is a big reason why I love the business so much, is because you get to learn about all the different types of businesses out there. I work at a boutique brokerage, so I typically work on a variety of different types of transactions. I've worked on multifamily deals, industrial deals, retail deals. I've done industrial deals. I'm working on land deals right now. So I'm learning the different nuances of different types of property types, but I'm starting to gravitate more towards the retail side of things. And I've done deals with people who, own, Persian rug cleaning businesses. I've done deals with wholesalers for convenience store items. I've done deals with convenience stores. I've done deals with, smoke shops, all variety of different types of retail businesses and also industrial businesses. I've done deals with, different logistics companies. So, you get to learn about the different nuances of their businesses. And on the investment end, you get to run numbers on a variety of different property types. I've done multifamily investment opportunity deals, both on the buy side and sell side. I've done, shopping center deals, both on the buy side and the sell side. So you get to think like an investor, and you get to work with people who do have that type of mindset. And as someone who does have that mindset, it is a very appealing, part of the job. And so that's number three for me, is working with business owners and investors and getting a feel for what they like and what they do. And ultimately, if you are in the brokerage business, I would highly encourage you to ultimately at some point become an investor as well, so you can have that mindset and be able to service your clients to the best of your ability. So those are the three pros. Now let's go into some of the cons, so you understand maybe there's some things that also you need to consider prior to jumping in to the brokerage side. So number one con associated with the commercial brokerage business also has to do with the flexibility of schedule, is the lack of accountability. Now, if you're not a disciplined individual, not having someone looking over your shoulder and making you do stuff may be very difficult for you. I remember when I first got started in the business, And I deem myself pretty disciplined as an individual, but when I first got in the business, I didn't have that structure, because in the corporate environment, you're very structured in your approach, you're regimented in your approach. And then when you get out of that regimented structure, you feel somewhat lost. And I remember for the first couple of months, that's how I felt. Now, if you're someone who is not very disciplined, having a flexibility of schedule may not be good for you. So you have to really understand your personality and say, okay, am I able to structure my day accordingly to make sure that I'm doing the things I need to do to survive in the business, let alone thrive? So that's the type of thought process you have to do, because there's no one going to be looking over your shoulder, to make sure that you are in fact, making your calls, getting out there and interacting with people, and doing what you need to do to be successful in the business. So that's number one, is the lack of accountability, and really the flexibility of schedule can be a con for some people. Number two is it's a commission-only business. If you may be in a situation where right now where you have a salary, you get paid every 2 weeks, and you're able to plan things out as far as vacations and all these other things associated with having consistency in income. Now, in a commercial brokerage business, especially early on, that does not exist. I mean, you're not making almost any money. I remember my first year, I think I made $13,000. Luckily, I was on a draw, meaning that I was getting paid a very low salary from my broker, which I ultimately had to pay back with the commissions that I generated, but to be able to survive in that first year. But you're making almost no money whatsoever, your first 6 months to a year. And so understanding that you're gonna need to have reserves in place to be able to account for that is crucial. So commission-only businesses can be phenomenal as far as upside potential is concerned, but early on, it can be a brutal awakening when you realize, oh wait, I haven't made any money for 3 or 4 months, and the stress starts to build up. So that's the type of thing you need to think about before you dive into business. There are going to be months where you're not going to make any money, and you may be putting in a lot of effort, and the results are not going to be showing right away. And so that's something you need to consider prior to jumping in the business, and understand that before you do it. And then finally, number three is similar to what I just mentioned before. The results are not immediate. You could go gung-ho and get into the business and work your tail off, and you may not have anything to show for it for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. Now, that can be very disheartening to some people because they don't see the immediate results. And in society right now, a lot of us, are an immediate gratification society. We expect that if we put in a certain amount of work, a certain amount will be given back to us in a very short period of time. Well, in the brokerage business, like I said before, you could work your tail off 60 hours a week for, 4 months on a deal, and then it falls apart at the last second. That is a common reality within the commercial brokerage business. And so learning how to regulate your emotions and understanding not to get too low, and even when the highs are high, try not to get too high, remain even keel, is a skill that you're going to have to learn over time. And understand that as long as you're doing the things on a day-to-day basis to be successful, you will eventually get there. Even though it may not show its head for months or maybe even potentially a year or two, it will happen if you do maintain consistency and are disciplined in your approach to making sure that you succeed in business. So those are the pros and cons of commercial real estate brokerage. Obviously, I'm very biased because I remain in the commercial real estate brokerage business, and I think it's a phenomenal career opportunity that I will maintain in for many years to come. If you yourself are looking to get in the brokerage business, couldn't recommend the business enough. We definitely need more young people. We need more diversity in the industry, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys succeed long term. If you guys have any questions or are looking to get in the brokerage side, again, feel free to reach out to me. You have all my information below in the description. Always happy to be a resource. Along with that, if you are in the market in the Louisville metro area and you're looking to buy, sell, or lease commercial property, feel free to reach out to me. My number is 502-536-7315. Or you can reach me via email at Raphael@CREGroup.com. Thanks again so much all for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.